Nope. So that's only, 180 years of experience.
Yeah.
None of us have ever had that request in 180 days. It's only 80 years, 70, 150. And then, so what, 190 years, 195 years of living on Earth between the three of us? No one's ever asked us to buy a bottle of full bourbon for that night, for a night. And as soon as you drive by your Trescott Lane, it's blocked off, you go pick yourself up a bottle of full bourbon and celebrate that night. And this is not your neighborhood, and we've already belabored all the reasons why it makes no sense driving down that street today. What's the one thing that the emails talk about that's more important than anything? Your location. Like, so it all fits together. Like, if she can't get in her explanation kind of sucks. Well, I wanted to drive in her Trescott at that time. I mean, if the better explanation is she couldn't help herself. And once you buy that, everything else just looks like a rich, crazy family who wanted relocation, business, and she's a part of it, and that's why she's driving down the scene. Make sure it was done. Yeah. Everything else is well,
It is.
shoot this.
This is just my intro.
You know, like you're the one that benefits, and you're the one that's showing up. Like, holy shit. That round at that time on that day.
You can be seated. Please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you will give today in this trial will be the truth? You may be seated. Please adjust the microphone as you need to so you can be clearly heard. Ms. Kappelman, you may examine.
Please state your name and spell your name.
Wendy Adelson, WendyAdelson.
Ms. Adelson, where are you from?
I'm from Coral Springs, Florida.
And you live in another state now currently, right?
I do, yes, ma'am.
All right. How are you employed?
I'm an immigration attorney
How long have you been an attorney?
since 2006.
And you're here pursuant to a state subpoena, is that correct?
Yes,
And that subpoena confers a type of immunity on you. Do you understand that?
I do.
Okay. Which means that nothing you say here in court pursuant to that subpoena can be used against you at a later time. Do you understand that?
I do.
Okay, but it doesn't necessarily mean you could never be prosecuted. It just means that what you say in court could not be used in any future prosecution. Do you understand that?
Yes.
I want to ask you about your ex-husband, Daniel Markel. Is that a fair and accurate photo of Mr. Markel?
Yes.
When did you meet him?
We met originally online. It must have been the fall of my first year of law school, so 2003.
Okay, and when did you marry Mr. Markel?
We married in February of 2006.
Were you living in Tallahassee at some point as a married couple?
Yes.
When did you move to Tallahassee?
We moved to Tallahassee my final year of law school, so that would have been in the summer of 2005. And we were here from 2005 till 2006. We spent a year at the University of Miami from 2006 to 2007, and then came back to Tallahassee from 2007 until 2014.
All right, and during the time that you were living here in Tallahassee, did you live over on Trescott Drive?
For some of the time that we lived here, yes.
And when your first child was born, were you residing at the Trescott Drive residence at that point?
Yes.
Okay. Is that the Trescott Drive residence?
Yes.
And how many children did you have with Mr. Markel?
We have 2 children.
What were their ages at the time of their father's death?
It was 10 days before my older son's 5th birthday. So he was 4 turning 5. And our younger son was 3.5. The boys are 14 months apart.
And did there come a time when you and Mr. Markel separated?
Yes,
When was the separation?
it was in the fall of 2012.
Whose decision was it to separate?
It was mine.
How did your ex take that news?
Well, we talked about it many times before it actually happened, but when the separation became official, he was very upset.
And even though there were problems and issues and discussions, it was a surprise to him when it actually happened, right?
It was.
Okay. And was part of the reason for the separation your differing views on how to raise the kids pursuant to the Jewish faith?
I'd say it was a very small part, but it was a part.
Did you consider your ex to be a religious zealot?
No, I didn't think he was a religious zealot, but I did think he was using religion as a way of controlling me.
Okay. Did you think he was more devout in his faith than you were?
I don't know that, I feel like devoutness has to do with maybe a relationship with God, and I don't know that his was more strong than mine, but he was more observant of kosher rules than I was.
Okay. Can you explain for the jury what those imply? For those of us
Sure.
that don't know?
So keeping kosher has to do with separating milk from meat, something like you can't eat a cheeseburger. And it has to do with the ritual way that animals are killed. So certain meats would be considered kosher or non-kosher. And then things like shellfish are not allowed, or pork would not be allowed. And so his beliefs changed over time. We used to have bacon, and then bacon became a no later on.
All right. And those rules were something that he was wanting to impose on the children, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And you were less interested in those kosher rules?
it was less important to me.
All right. Were both you and Mr. Markel raised within the Jewish faith?
We were, yes.
When you
Jewish factor is very big in this particular case. So what happened was when Danny and Wendy got engaged, this is part of the contentious divorce. I mean, there is a place for this to be talked about, unfortunately. But when Danny and Wendy were engaged, they talked about the children being kept, the house would be kosher when the children were born. That was an agreement before. And the first initial years, the house was totally vegetarian. And if Danny wanted to entertain, which he did sometimes, mostly actually when we were there, you know, he had kosher meat dishes and so forth. So there was no real conflict in terms of what they had decided pre. But when they went to daycare, now they're born, and they go to daycare, and daycare serving, you know, hot dogs, who knows what were in them. Both Danny and Wendy, now this is an important point, initially they brought tofu. The daycare gave out the tofu, falafel, hot dogs, whatever. But Donna, now here's where you see her meddling. This is part of what the whole case is about. She went to the daycare and she started to tell the daycare, don't worry about it. Just give them the regular hot dogs. And the same thing when they went to soccer, afterwards, she took them to McDonald's and she gave them cheeseburgers. So she already started to sabotage. And what then happened was, one time I was even out with Dan, and the kids want to go to McDonald's. So Dan was just a little caution, you know, and I said, okay, McDonald's has the best milkshakes and French fries. So he caught on. And then we went and got them something elsewhere for protein or whatever. So the beginning of really the unraveling of the marriage related to the religious factor started from Donna. And then Danny did want to become not more observant. He was never like Shomer Shabbat or anything like that, but he brought the children as often as possible on a Saturday morning or a Friday night. So it wasn't so much between Dan and Wendy, it was much more Donna.
You separated from Mr. Markel, did you move out of the marital home while he was on a business trip?
I did, yes.
Where did you go?
Okay, had y'all seen that interview with Ruth Markel? I thought that was really telling about how it was Donna that pushed it all, that Wendy and Dan had been vegetarians. I thought that was very, very interesting. When I ran across that, I just wanted to clip it in there, but y'all let me know if you had seen that. She does some great interviews. I love to hear from Ruth, but it just shows the lies, because Wendy and Dan had agreed to raise the children in a kosher home. And then now she's acting like, oh yeah, I didn't want that. And if you saw the interview with the Greenbergs, and somebody put it in the comments, I think it was Sam, but when they would Skype, when the boys would Skype with Dan, Wendy would feed them bacon. That is pure, hateful, evil behavior right there. So y'all let me know what you think.
When you left the marital home,
I went to another property that I had rented for the boys and me.
was that at 3303 Aqua Ridge Way?
Yes,
Was that located in Leon County?
yes.
What was the custody arrangement? Broad terms are fine for this time frame during the separation.
I think we were just trying to figure out how to make it work. We didn't have any formal custody arrangement at that time. I remember his parents came to town that weekend, and I made sure that he had the boys that weekend. We were just trying to figure out how to make it work until we had something formal.
Was the arrangement roughly 50-50 or something else?
It would have been roughly 50-50.
Okay. And were you mixing it up during the week, or was it a week on, week off situation?
It wasn't week on, week off. We didn't settle into that until the first summer, or maybe the second summer. I don't remember. That was more of a summer arrangement. But it was 50-50 and definitely a mix during the week.
Okay. I'm gonna publish what's been introduced into evidence as State's Exhibit 60. Your petition. Was your mom, Donna Adelson, involved at all in drafting your divorce documents?
No,
Did she ever make any edits to any of the filings that you made pursuant to your divorce?
I think she made suggestions, but I had an attorney, a very good attorney, helping me through the process. So she wasn't editing legal documents.
Did you ever forward any of your mom's suggestions to your lawyer?
I probably did.
And when you did that, would you attribute them to your mom, or would you just forward them along without noting whether they were your questions or your mom's questions?
I honestly don't remember.
Was this a contentious divorce?
It was.
Mm-hmm.
As part of your divorce, did you file a petition to ask the court for permission to relocate to South Florida?
I did.
And I think that was your amended.
Yeah, she probably only let Dan have the kids that first weekend because she was getting it on with some guy. That's my bet.
Petition. Not sure if we can see that very well. Here we go. It says the wife also desires to relocate to South Florida in order to provide a better quality of life for the children by increasing their access to close family and providing more stability and consistency. Who was the close family that was available in South Florida for the boys?
My mom, my dad, and my brother.
Why did you want to move to South Florida?
I had very unstable employment in Tallahassee. I had a wonderful job, but it was on grant money. So year to year, I never knew if I would still have my job. I had a job offer that was very good in South Florida. And the assumption was that Danny was always going to be at a different school, a better school. He used to joke that he would take one bar exam for every 2 bar exams that I had to take while we moved around the country. And so it seemed like a way of having stability while he was climbing up the law professor.
Okay, so seriously, she says that she had to take 2 bar exams for every one Dan had to take. I have not found that she was licensed or had a bar card or whatever anywhere except for Florida. So is anybody else? Because what is she talking about?
To be ultimately at Harvard or Yale.
And was relocation important to you?
It was, in terms of having a safe and stable place for my kids.
Mhm.
Did you consider having to live here in Tallahassee, being stuck? Or had you referred to it previously as being stuck in Tallahassee?
I mean, I may have. The idea of being stuck is if you don't have permission to live anywhere you want to live. But I had a nice quality of life here.
But just an overall impression of her. And Danny says this in court documents, actually. Very manipulative person, a pathological liar. Wendy was an alcoholic while I was with her. She drank her dinner most nights. Extremely fragile, extremely depressed. Many, many nights hated Tallahassee so much that thought we're a bunch of country bumpkins if we liked Tallahassee because she's from Miami. Didn't hide that fact. Thought it was bizarre that I moved here from Phoenix. And the 2 conversations that we had every single day for 9 months were, Danny is an evil monster, and Tallahassee is the worst place in the world to live, and I can't believe I got stuck here because of Danny Markel. And she was obsessed with those 2 concepts. So I got really tired of hearing that, but I heard that every day for 9 months.
Did you consider the worst case scenario to be that you would end up stuck here in Tallahassee if your petition was denied?
I don't know. I mean, at the time, I may have felt that way.
Okay. Might you have sent an email to a friend on March 24th of 2013 indicating, quote, I do fear that the worst case scenario that could happen is that I will be stuck here in Tallahassee?
It's possible that I sent that.
Would it refresh your recollection to review that item?
I'm happy to.
It's on tab 6 on one of those binders in front of you. Let me see which one. It's gonna be
This one. I see it's highlighted. So yes.
okay. And did you also email a friend around the same time frame regarding life in Tallahassee couldn't compare to the life that you would be able to enjoy in South Florida with your brother Charlie and his boat and pool and hot tub and things like that?
It's certainly possible.
All right, that's on tab 7. Please refresh your recollection.
Yes.
And in fact, didn't you use the word stuck in your actual motion for relocation? Here, the wife is merely stuck in Tallahassee until the husband decides that the time is right for him to leave.
So my attorney did write that, and that sounds right.
Did Tallahassee feel claustrophobic to you?
Well, at this point in time, Danny was making lots of unplanned announcements to my office where we work together. So I would see him at work. I never knew when he was showing up. So I'm sure, this is 12 years ago that's how I felt at that time.
Okay, but outside of the context of your relationship with Dan Markel, did you ever express that just the smallness and
Okay, when you watch these trials and you see people in the audience or gallery, whatever they call it, it makes you very aware of how you sit and attend a meeting. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I bet some of these people have watched themselves and are like, oh my God.
slowness of Tallahassee made you feel claustrophobic?
I don't remember saying that.
Please refer to tab 8 to refresh your recollection. That's a dense one. Were you able to find it?
I did. I found it's part of a sentence. Can I read the whole sentence?
Sure.
Tallahassee feels claustrophobic at times, given its smallness and slowness, and the fact that my friends cycle through here with transient regularity. So yes, at that moment in time, that's how I was feeling in 2013.
And relocation was pending at the time that you were feeling that way in that moment, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and relocation was also very important to your mother, wasn't it?
Yes,
Wow.
And did you have some discussions with your mother about relocation?
I did.
And was that during that time frame when it was pending?
Yes,
Okay, and do you see your mother in the courtroom here today?
yes.
Could you please point her out and describe what she's wearing?
My mom is on right. I can't see her clothes from here, but she's directly across from me.
All right, is she wearing a headset on her head?
Oh, Wendy couldn't see her mom's clothes. Apparently they had stacked up papers and boxes to block Donna. But I wonder what Wendy would have thought about her mom's outfit from Cato or Walmart or Goodwill. Although, Wendy is no fashion Nista.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Let the record reflect the witness has identified the defendant.
The record will reflect.
Your mom didn't want you to be stuck in Tallahassee either, did she?
She did not.
She wanted the best for you, right?
She saw the best for me as not being in Tallahassee. Yes.
That's right. She referred to being in Tallahassee that you were a hostage and a prisoner, right?
Yes, she did.
Prisoner. Close enough. Did your mom?
Rebecca, did you want me to pause this? Is that what you were saying? I just want to make sure I read that right. You do not have to be a prisoner in Tallahassee to accomplish this. Ooh, this woman is so evil.
Express concerns that as a Tallahassee native, the judge presiding over your relocation motion would underestimate how much
You're
better
welcome.
it would be for you to live in South Florida.
She did.
All right, let me ask you a few questions about your parents. Your mom is Donna Adelson. Who's your dad?
My dad is Harvey Adelson.
And where did your parents, I think you said they were in Coral Springs back in 2012?
Mm.
Yes,
Is that
ma'am.
right? Okay. How long had they lived in the Coral Springs area?
I was born there. So from, I think they started living there when my oldest brother was born. So since the early 70s.
So fair to say they had deep roots there in that area.
Yes.
Can you describe the relationship that your mom had with your kids during the time frame we're talking about? So separation to murder time frame?
I don't think any.
It was very close. My mom taught my boys how to read. She taught them how to play chess. It was very close.
Were your parents employed during that time frame?
Yes.
What kind of work did they do?
My dad was a dentist.
Do y'all think Donna will be teaching people in prison how to play chess? Tennis girl, I saw you just asked. I don't know when did Donna get moved there? Like October 14th to the reception center. So she's been there almost a month. What do they say? 4 to 6 weeks. I'm telling y'all, the prisons are drawing straws on who gets her.
And my mom was the office manager for the dental practice.
All right. And what about your brother, Charlie? Did he have a role there as well?
He was a periodontist, and so I believe at some point he purchased the practice. I don't remember what year that was, but he would sometimes work from my dad's office and sometimes work from other offices around South Florida.
Was the dental practice, the family dental practice, a successful business?
I believe it was. My family never discussed money or finances with me, but I believe it was doing well.
Did you discuss your marital problems and resulting legal issues with your mom?
I
Talk
did.
about relocation, but in general, you did talk about your woes with your mom.
I did.
Okay. And I think you said you did send many of your divorce pleadings to her. Is that right?
I did.
What about your dad? What was his role in reference to your divorce pleadings?
I don't remember exactly. My parents have a shared email, so when I send an email to one of them, I would send it. It was being sent to both, but I don't know who was reading.
Her hair has gotten worse in her hairline. I don't know what is going on. And I agree with the conehead comment in the back of it. If I'm going to go testify, I'm getting a blowout and it's going to look good. I don't know what's going on with her, but I agree. She's not going to age well in jail. I can't wait to see it.
What or at what time?
Is it fair to say they were both welcome to read whatever you sent to that email address?
Yes.
And both welcome to reply as well?
Yes.
Who would reply more frequently, your mom or your dad? To those
My mom
types?
would reply more frequently.
Okay. Who took more of an interest in the day-to-day ins and outs of your litigation?
Probably my mom.
Okay. Is your mom overprotective of you?
Yes.
Is your mom an emotional person?
Yes,
What about your dad? Is he emotional as well?
I think so.
Okay, did you previously say he was more of a straight shooter and mom was more emotional?
I think so, but I think women tend to be more emotional and men tend to be less emotional.
Okay.
Before you continue, Ms. Kaplan, I am going to admit state 60 JJ at this time. Is there any objection the defense wishes to raise?
Yes, Your Honor. Same objection.
The court admits it over objection. For the record, you may continue.
And I think that's the same exhibit that's in state 64AA, Judge. It's not necessary to have duplicates, but because of the way the evidence came out in this trial, that is present in state 64 as well.
States 64AA is admitted as far as the final record. If you wish to remove one, you may, but both are admitted for the record.
Thank you, Judge. All right, is it fair to say that your mom, the defendant, is a controlling person?
I don't think my mom is a controlling person.
Did you say at one time back in 2013 that your mom operates with emotional subterfuge?
I may have said that.
Would you like to refresh your memory?
I can.
It's tab 45 in the binder in front of you.
I'm not seeing it. Is it highlighted or is it just in the, it's a long,
Oh.
no.
In the first paragraph on page 3.
Step one, you can just walk up and show the witness the portion of what you wish for her to read to herself.
I will, Judge.
This is 3, I think.
Yeah, somewhere there.
Okay.
So the question was, did you previously say your mom operates with emotional subterfuge?
Yes.
What is meant by that?
I honestly don't know what I meant at the time.
Not that she's controlling.
I don't think that's what I meant.
Did Dan Markel have a hard time understanding some of your mom's behaviors?
I don't remember that.
Well, did she think you incapable of driving to South Florida by yourself with the kids? This is back when they were little.
Yeah, I don't think she thought I was incapable, but I was breastfeeding and it was helpful to have someone with me.
So what was her practice to avoid you having to do that?
One of my parents would come with me for the long drive.
So they would rent a car, come up here, ride back with you, and then follow the same procedure to get you home.
They would drive with me if I was down there, back up, and then rent a car to come home.
And did that procedure occur the week before the murder? There was a visit the week before the murder, correct?
I think it was 2 weeks before.
Okay. And on that trip, is that how it was handled, where they rented a car and came up to get you?
Yes.
Did your dad think that was necessary, or was that a mom thing?
No, my dad probably thought it was more necessary.
Okay.
So exactly. But one of the reasons I went with her is she's very childlike, very much like a 13-year-old girl. I don't know if she could have handled it on her own. I had to do an awful lot of things for her. Her parents, if you investigated, you've probably seen, I mean, she needs to be taken care of. She's such a fragile person. When she would travel to Miami, her mom would drive or fly up here and then go down with her every single time. And
She didn't travel on her own.
no, so weird. And at first I thought, what overbearing parents? And then over time, I'm like, oh, I don't want her to go on spring break by herself either. She's won't be able to handle it. She'll lose her shit, you know?
And did your dad make a practice of supporting whatever your mom wanted? Is that kind of the general rule?
Yeah.
Was she the dominant force in the household?
I mean, I think my dad had more of a quiet strength, so it's hard to say who was a dominant force. I think they were both equally strong in their parenting.
Okay, did you previously describe this back in 2013 that your mom was the dominant force in the household? If you need to refresh, it's tab 97.
Okay. Yes.
You did say mom was the dominant force in the household.
Yes.
Did your mom ever try to micromanage your life,
Yes.
your career,
don't know about my career. I chose to be a lawyer. It wasn't a very popular choice in my household.
Yes, and
Here for today. I think about that too. In Jeff's interview, he talks about that, how like he would fly back in town from business and Wendy would be wasted and have the kids. And then he said in one of his interviews that she's seen wasted, but on more than just alcohol. So it's probably some pills. There's just no telling what those kids have seen.
there were different types of areas of law that she would have preferred you practice. Do you agree with that?
I actually think they were really proud of what I was doing.
Not to suggest she wasn't proud of you, but she was encouraging you to pursue a different type of law that would be more lucrative. Do you remember that?
I do, yeah.
And what about your dating life? Did she meddle there?
Yes.
Did she create a dating profile for you on Match.com?
I don't know if it was Match.com, but I do remember a dating profile at some point.
That she created for you?
I didn't use it, but yes.
And conducted searches for men in the Miami area and sent them to you.
I think
Remember
this
that?
was when I was living in DC, maybe.
Okay, let's go forward a little bit here. Okay, so here we have an email dated January 17th, 2013. For the record, this is 64I. And it reads, so honey, so you think I'm nuts, but when you get a moment.
Okay, I'm pausing this for Rebecca. Oh, these are all the screen names from the dating website. Let's just read these. Warrior of Love 305. Donna, I like him. Lung Man 111, pulmonologist from Peru. AAP MD, another pulmonologist. Looks interesting. Bobby Digital. Funny Sex, AVP 82, worth a look. Can y'all even imagine if your mom sent you this? And these screen names are all criminal in themselves.
Check out some of these whom I've pre-screened for you. And these are guys in Miami, right? After all, you're going to be in Miami here and there. Why not see who's out there, right?
Yes.
Okay. And here's some options that she sent you. Here's an interesting guy, etc. Okay. Did you ever feel like your mom was walking all over you?
I don't remember feeling that way.
Okay. What about specifically regarding this divorce?
I don't. I mean, I had a really good attorney and I was making the decisions I wanted to make.
Okay. And did you, back in April of 2013, tell a friend that you were trying to find a way to coexist with your mom that didn't feel like she was trampling your autonomy?
I'm sure I said that in 2013.
How did your mom feel about Dan Markel in this time frame, 2012 to 2016?
And I think I think a lot changed between 2012 and 2016. So I think her feelings about him changed over time.
Okay, and what about in 2016? Did she hate Dan Markel?
No, not in 2016.
What about 2014? Did she hate him then?
No.
And how did Donna Adelson feel about Dan Markel in 2014?
I mean, she hated him.
Did you say do you remember giving a law enforcement interview in reference to this case?
Yes, I remember.
That was the same day that Mr. Markel was shot, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and did you say in that interview, quote, my parents have more reason to dislike Danny than almost anyone else?
At that point, I was sitting with law enforcement for 6 hours and had just been told that Danny had been shot. So I was in shock and I was trying to help the police think of anything I could possibly think of that would be helpful.
And are you suggesting that after
And I'm so scared that maybe someone did this.
Not because they hate Danny, but because they thought this was good somehow.
Or are you saying that you think maybe one of your friends would have done something like
Who would
this?
do this?
I don't know. That's why you're here, and that's why we're talking. Would you ever ask someone to do something like this?
Not a million years.
Okay. Do you think someone would do this for your benefit without asking you?
No.
What good does it serve?
I mean, my brother, the one, his name's Charlie, the one I'm really close to, he makes a lot of jokes in bad taste. And it was a joke he made. He bought the TV for me this morning that got broken. And I was talking to him about whether it made sense to pay to fix it or whether I should get a new one. And it was always his joke that, like, he knew Danny treated me badly, and it was always his joke. He said, I looked into hiring a hitman, and it was cheaper to get you this TV, so instead I got you this TV. I mean, he would never. He's my big brother. He's been taking care of me since I was little, but he would never. And I told that to the repair guy this morning.
Right. That's okay.
I said, he asked me how much it cost, and I said I didn't know because it was a gift, because my brother said it's cheaper than a hitman. It was my divorce present.
Okay.
Such a horrible thing to say. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
But even my family, who felt like I had been mistreated, would never do something like this. Never.
Well, you guys have been divorced for over a year. Has there been any type of abuse in that time?
Of him towards me?
Yeah.
No, it's, he's litigious, and we have an ongoing case because the house, it shouldn't be in my name anymore, but, when we settled the case over divorce, he said, one of the agreements the court said was, Danny wanted to stay in the house. They said, you can have the house, but you need to pay her half of the amount of what the house is worth. And he agreed to it. And then months passed and he just never paid me. And so we have ongoing litigation where I filed a motion in the court to have him pay me what he said he would. And he filed a counter motion for sanctions against my attorney because he thought that she did something wrong, but she didn't.
Hey, Teresa, to comment with tagging the people, if you're on your phone, you have to type it out, which is a total pain. If you're on a computer and you just do the @ and then like the first couple letters, it should pop up and let you select it. I hope that helps.
So, I mean, she withdrew from the case and was going to serve as a witness. So she's not going to lash out at him for it. She's using the legal process to do it. My parents are, very angry towards him. But even when they're around my kids, they would never say a bad word about my kid's father. They're really, really careful about that. They just like him, but they know he's the father of my kids. They would never do that.
Right.
I don't know who would be angry enough with him
Well, that's what I have to find out.
to do something like this.
And what was the purpose of this murder as you understood it?
That they wanted the kids.
Who wanted the kids?
Wendy.
Okay. And did you understand that you were killing the father of the kids so that Wendy could have the kids?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you previously referred to a dentist being involved?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was the dentist?
Charlie.
And how was he related?
Katie's boyfriend, side piece, whatever you want to call him.
All right, so Katie was
Side piece.
the wife of Garcia, but also the girlfriend of the dentist?
Yeah.
The brother that you're real close to, I have to do a lot of elimination at the same time. The brother that you're really close to, the one that joked about the TV and everything, what'd you say his name was?
Charlie.
Charlie, and he's in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me what kind of car he has.
He has like 5 cars.
Well,
He drives them. He's in one of those unmarked police.
Hey, I don't know. how to do that. So I'm in StreamYard. I'm not in YouTube, so I don't think I can fix that. So can somebody else, if Superwoman has timed out, or I did that the other night in someone's chat. I accidentally hid somebody. I know stuff happens, but if somebody will look into that, thank you.
Oh, really?
He's a bit of a character.
Okay,
So I don't know what he's driving at the time.
right.
But I'll tell you, he's a periodontist, and he has this practice where he works from early in the morning till late at night. So if you ever wanted to find his whereabouts, he's working all day long until early in the morning till late at night, always driving to a different office working.
Oh, he goes to different offices?
Yeah, he works at different offices all over.
Did y'all hear her? If you ever want to know or find his whereabouts, he's working all over. It's like she can't stop. And I hope to God Charlie has got a burner phone, internet, something in prison and has seen this. Wouldn't he see this though? Because wouldn't this have all been in discovery? Of course, it could just be the transcripts, but I hope he has seen the videos.
Florida does implants for people, and he works really hard all the time. He has a girlfriend, so he's pretty much accounted for it all the time.
Charlie, is that his first name?
Charlie's his first name.
Not Charles.
I think Charles is his legal name. No one calls him that.
What's his last name?
Adelson.
What's his middle?
J-A-Y.
Same spelling, A-D-E-L, that's fine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
What?
What?
And are you suggesting that after 6 hours you became fatigued to the point that you started saying things that weren't true?
No, I didn't.
I never understood that either. Why in Charlie's trial, he's like acting like he's just learned this driving by the crime scene. So did he not watch Katie and Sigfredo's trial and then Katie's second trial? I guess not. I mean, the Adelsons, they think they're unstoppable.
Anything that wasn't true. I just was in shock. I just kept talking and talking and talking.
When your mom is really upset about something, does she talk about it a lot?
Yes.
And when she talks about it a lot, and I'm referring you back to this time frame, does she talk to your brother Charlie specifically a lot?
My mom and Charlie have always talked a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was
Don't get
Charlie
the full
kind of?
picture.
No, I see what you're saying.
They don't get the full picture of what a rough ride it's going to be. When they turn their third,
Wendy Wendy doesn't see this as a rough ride. But
That's-
don't forget,
that's, by the way, that's my mom. That was
that's the point, I know.
is that his sweetheart had no child count. This is my whole point to my story. His sweetheart didn't have any child care help. His sweetheart had $60,000 in the bank and didn't have millions.
Yeah, he's a
She would be looking at him like he was a knight in shining armor.
That's right.
Then she's sitting there with millions in the bank and unlimited child care and like people blowing sunshine up her ass, telling her how great she is. She ain't running. It's cool. Like whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? That was my whole
No, I
point
know.
of my spiel is that
Well, you'll wake her up a little bit.
she's got between the two of us, she's gotten a little bit of that trust fund mentality
Yeah,
of I'm independent, but guess what, sweetheart? You didn't do to get yourself where you are.
yeah.
So, and I can talk like that to you. I can't obviously say anything to her, but like she didn't do anything to get to where she is in life. Whereas like that's what's complicating this little situation because she's sitting pretty with a silver spoon and hadn't done anything to earn it. So she also doesn't need days to provide. That's the problem too. It's like if there was a need, it would make it a lot more important is what I'm saying.
Right. That's right.
So Mom, I will talk to her and I will promise you, I'm going to set it up so I get dinner with her, and I'll be like, oh, let me check with Mom and Dad. If we watch the boys, we'll get something Sunday night. And I will not go out on the boat Sunday and I will take her out. But I'm telling you, like, I will literally, it'll be brutal. I will be like, when you put this up, you may not get anybody else. Like, there's a very good chance you won't see this package again.
And was Charlie kind of like your mom's problem solver?
I don't know about that. I kind of feel like it was where she would help him more throughout childhood and adulthood. She would help him solve problems, not really.
Yes, I'm all about crediting the people that did that. She got lots of those wiretaps and jail calls and everything, Gigi. So y'all follow her. And now I've just lost my train of thought because this is menopause. But oh, yeah, Charlie has like spelled it all out. I mean, the driving by, the bullet bourbon, now she's like a trust fund spoiled kid. He's telling it like it is.
She definitely did a lot for him, didn't she?
She did.
She helped him with his business. She helped him with his personal life,
Hello.
his finances, his bills, remember to pay the whatever. She was like still mothering him into adulthood, right?
Yes.
Okay. But as far as meddling in your life, did your mom feel that Charlie could make more progress with you
so
than she
sad.
could on items like who you were going to date?
I would just be guessing about that.
Okay. At the time of Dan Markel's murder, was the defendant, your mother, very angry at Dan Markel?
Before he died?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
And you hated him too, right?
At certain points, I was very frustrated with him.
Did you refer to him as an STD?
I don't remember saying that.
Tab 5.
It looks like I made that analogy.
Danny is an STD. One wrong mistake, marrying him, and this will never go away. Is that what you said?
I did.
And did you share that kind of sentiment with your mother?
I don't remember ever saying that, so I don't think it's something I said very often.
And this was said in an email on February 26th of 2013, correct?
It was.
Approximately 17 months before the murder?
Yes, I don't think it was an email though. It looks like it was sort of an iMessage.
Okay. Did you ever refer to your ex-husband as the Dark Lord?
How smart ass is that? It doesn't look like it was an email. It was an iMessage. Ugh. I just want to smack her.
I don't remember saying that, but I certainly might have.
Did you refer to your ex-husband as Gibbers?
I did.
What is the meaning of Gibbers?
Gibbers was just a silly name that a friend helped me come up with to basically make him feel less scary. It was nonsense.
Did it reference Jew in boots?
That I don't remember.
It wasn't a friendly name, right?
It was a silly name.
Did you ever say that you hated Dan Markel?
I don't remember saying it, but I certainly could have.
Tab 31, please, to refresh your memory.
I said that I hate him in this moment.
Okay, and did you say in that email, that same email, quote, I hate that I hate my children's dad?
I did.
And do you agree that email was sent approximately 15 months before Mr. Markel was murdered?
It was in April of 2013.
The approach with what I've marked as 56A, B, C, and 57.
The friend, it had to be Tova or Jane. Okay, let's take a poll. Who helped come up with gibbers? If they did. It was probably Donna, though, honestly.
I asked you about the Gibbers nickname. Did you have that nickname stored in your cell phone as Dan Markel's contact name?
I did.
I can show you these exhibits and ask if they're fair and accurate. Contacts, 56A. Who is that a contact for? You know.
It's my mom's phone number. So that would have been, it's a picture of Ben as a little guy and my mom.
Okay, so fair and accurate contact.
Yes.
From your phone for mom at that time.
Yes.
And then 56B.
That's my dad.
That's his phone number.
It is.
56C.
That's my brother.
Charlie.
Yes.
a fair and accurate phone number for him at that time?
Yes.
And then 57, is that the contact you had in there for your ex-husband, Dan Markel?
Yes.
Judge, at this time, I asked to move into evidence 56 and 57.
Any objection? States 56 and 57 are admitted at this time.
Did you ever refer to your ex-husband, Dan Markel, as an emotional terrorist?
I very well could have. I don't remember saying that, but
That one's on tab 34. I'm so sorry. Is that? Yes, I believe it is 34.
it is. I see it. I said it in December of 2013.
Approximately 7 months before his murder.
December yes, approximately 7 months.
And tab 35, in June of 2014, did you say of your ex-husband, I hate him so?
I did write that.
And that was approximately 3 weeks before Mr. Markel was murdered.
I'm just going to guess that George Estrada never really like got the girl. You know what I mean? And Wendy's probably like the best looking one he's had. I'm not saying I think she's attractive, but you know what I'm saying. And I think that Wendy is just desperate to have somebody. So it's a match made in heaven.
Correct?
Yes.
All right, next I want to ask you about Mr. Markel's response to your petition to relocate. Is it fair to say he was adamantly opposed to that motion?
Pretty lies
Yes.
and alibis.
All right, and you all fought over things large, of course.
All right, I'm pausing that. Oh yeah, so if y'all saw my video today where what she basically gained, like 2.7 million, that didn't even include the $350,000 she took out of Dan's Schwab account. And that was inheritance money. So it was an asset he already had prior to marriage. So she was not entitled to half of that. And that's why he was arguing all the other money stuff and plus the ring.
But also very small, like in this pleading, a tennis racket is mentioned, right?
Yes.
In Mr. Markel's response, for court and counsel states, the husband affirmatively alleges that the wife helped herself to non-marital assets, including money and stocks owned prior to marriage, as well as numerous personal non-marital belongings of the husband, such as luggage, bicycle, tennis racket, and family heirlooms. Did you take those things when you vacated the property?
I did remember taking his tennis racket by accident and I returned that, but otherwise I didn't take his belongings.
Good question. I don't know that she's still friends with anybody because at one point in this testimony, she says Jane was a friend, not is a friend. But, you know, Jane got the heck out of Tallahassee because after she threw Jeff under the bus, everybody in the College of Social Work or whatever it is was livid. So she left, I think in 2015, and she's at University of Georgia. But as far as Tova, I don't know. I did call Tova. I've told people that a couple of months ago. She answered. And then I just introduced myself and said I'd like to ask her some questions about Wendy Adelson. And she said goodbye and she hung up. But I tried. Wouldn't that have been an amazing discussion?
Did you strategize to leave him in a way that would cause or inflict maximum damage upon him?
No,
Is that something your mom ever said?
I don't
To your
remember that.
knowledge? Did you discuss with your mom how and when you would leave your marriage?
I did.
Do you recall a November 2nd, 2012 email where Dan Markel was saying to you, you know, let's put all this aside. This is all about the kids. Let's act toward each other in a way that they can be proud of. Did he say that to you?
I remember reading an email like that.
All right, and we talked about the Aqua Ridge apartment, or I guess it was a home residence. Is this a fair and accurate photo? I've blurred your kids' faces, but of the living space there?
Thank you for doing that. Yes, that's our home.
Okay. 6A. And did you, I can show you that.
No, Janine's a different person.
Recognize 86A?
Yeah, that's Wendy's, Adelson's residence on Aqua Ridge, and that's what it looked like when we were dating.
Okay. Given evidence 86A.
Any objection? There you are. 86A is admitted at this time.
May I publish?
You may.
All right, so I blurred the boys' faces, but this is how the residents at Aqua Ridge appeared.
Yes.
And the kids' art that's shown on the wall here, was that present during the time that you were dating Wendy Adelson?
Yes.
Was it something that like, art would come down, other art would go up, or was it pretty fixed?
It was, maybe some art would get added, but I never saw any come down until July 14th. 13th, sorry, July 13th.
July 13th.
Y'all don't hate me for this, but anybody that's got like all that artwork just taped on the walls, oof. I don't know. She's just one of those very disorganized women. You can just tell.
Noticed that the art had been taken down.
We walked into the kitchen, and then Wendy was pulling art off the wall. The only time I'd ever seen her do that.
All right. And did your mom help you secure this place to live? Did she have any involvement in that?
She did.
Okay, what involvement did she have?
She helped me move in.
Okay, did she help you locate the place to live?
I think so.
Okay.
And she told me that when that she had been in Tallahassee for several months.
This is Donna Adelson.
Yes, that she had been in Tallahassee for several months, renting a new place for Wendy, arranging for movers, moving money around and getting things set up. I only knew this after Wendy had moved out. But she was relating to me what had occurred over the summer. And so I heard this all at once, but, probably 5-6 days after Wendy had moved out. And then told me that somewhat gleefully or, pleased that they timed the phone call to Danny right before he was supposed to give a speech at the meeting he was at.
Okay. So a couple questions about that. You said Donna said that she had been up here in Tallahassee moving money around and getting things ready for Wendy. Do you mean for when Wendy moved out and needed a place of her own?
Yes.
Okay. And what did Donna tell you that she did to try to, I guess, hide the fact that they were renting a place for Wendy?
I remember her saying she'd used her maiden name so there wouldn't be an.
Okay, let's talk about this real quick. Beach Mom, I agree. I've been trying to find more information about when his alarm went off on that Thursday, and I just haven't found a lot, but I do think it was Wendy. I'm trying to think how I could get more information about that. Oh, and somebody wrote George Estrada family money. They don't have money. That's not the rich George. The rich George was George Fernandez. Estrada, he don't have any money. I mean, not any real money.
Adelson up here renting, or hiring movers or such.
Just so word of mouth wouldn't get around that Wendy Adelson was renting an apartment, something like that.
Sure.
Okay. So they used Donna's maiden name.
Yes.
Donna did. And then you said that their plan was for Wendy to call Dan Markel as he was getting on stage or right before he got on stage to give a speech at a conference.
That's what I was told.
Okay.
Did she come up and look at places with you as well?
We did.
Okay. Did Dan Markel threaten you in the pleadings with federal kidnapping charges?
He did.
And that was associated with the way he claimed that you left the marriage?
Yes.
And he says you took the kids and did not tell him where they were for several, I think I've seen days and weeks. Is that true?
It's true that he said that. It's not true that that's what happened.
What was his position on your motion to relocate?
We did talk about it before I filed it, and he was amenable to figuring it out. But once I filed it, he was against it.
Okay. Did he allege in his response that the sole stated reason that you wanted to relocate?
Well, even if Charlie has a tablet, I mean, it's like those jail emails and like sometimes podcasts and like a reading book thing. So I don't think they have like YouTube on it.
Was to be closer to your parents.
He did say that in his response.
And is that the response that your mom referred to as his 23-page rant?
Mm.
Probably.
She had a lot of thoughts about that particular filing, didn't she?
Yes.
Okay. And she laid those out in an email to you. I know you remember. That's the whole your non-negotiable is relocation.
Yes.
Do you recall having 2 long mediations to try to resolve your divorce without a trial?
Yes.
And
So are you saying Sigfredo set the alarm off? I don't know. I need to know more about this house alarm thing. But I do agree how Donna told Rob, they knocked on the door and said, "Are you Dan Markel?" And Rob was like, "How would you know that?" Of course, I think the plan was always to shoot him in the house. And then we all know Dan was on the phone, pulled into the garage. So Sigfredo went into the garage. But I want to know more about this alarm.
were those mediations successful?
They were not.
Was Mr. Markel seeking to depose your mother as part of the divorce proceedings?
I don't remember that.
What about your brother, Charlie? Did he care about whether you moved to South Florida or not?
I think so. I mean, I think he would have liked for me to be closer to him and have the kids closer to him.
Would it have been okay with him if you had made a decision to stay in Tallahassee?
I would have imagined so, yes.
And after the relocation motion was denied, you were kind of like, well, maybe I have to stay in Tallahassee. Wasn't there at least a moment of that for you?
I mean, it wasn't maybe, that was the court's decision, and I respect the court's decision, and you know, I would make the best of it.
What about Charlie? Was he outraged by the court's decision?
I honestly don't remember him being outraged.
But to your mom, it was a big deal.
My mom was really upset.
Yeah. It was described by your mom in several places as like a life and death proposition. Do you agree with that?
I think my mom thought my life in Tallahassee wasn't good.
Is it true that you never would have left Dan Markel without your mom's suggestions?
Definitely. Overruled, she may answer the question based on her own knowledge.
I would have left Danny regardless of anyone else's input. I was very unhappy.
Did you ever write that you would have never left him without your mom's suggestions?
I don't remember saying that.
Please refer to tab 41 and see if it refreshes your memory.
I do.
Yeah, we're going to have to do an alarm deep dive. But I do remember she slightly brings it up in her interview. So I'm going to go back and dig in that some more.
Here, I wouldn't have done it on my own.
Okay.
I say my parents and brother's suggestions and support.
Okay.
I think because I wasn't happy, but part of me thought maybe I would just stay until the kids grew up.
All right, I think you already testified you did not offer your mom your divorce petition to edit. Is that your testimony?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Did you
What's the
send your
question?
divorce petition to your mother to assist you in editing it?
I don't remember doing it.
Okay, and did your mom also pretend to be you to Mercer University to help you complete your divorce affidavit?
I have no memory of that.
Got a little pop out here of this email from your mom. Obviously, I pretended to be you contacting these financial institutions. Is that something that she would normally do on your behalf? Pose as you?
I had very little understanding or involvement of my financial situation. And so that might have been an account that my dad had created for me or that had like co-signatory authority. So that's possible.
Okay. And here, did you forward a letter that was written on or sent to you on December 19th of 2013 from Dan Markel, where he was kind of wanting you back and making a lot of concessions? I'll stop coming home late, etc. Do you recall that
I do.
long email? Did you forward that to your mother?
I very well may have.
And do you recall she replied with sort of a paragraph by paragraph breakdown of that, Dan Markel email?
So I see that here. I mean, I certainly didn't remember, but I see that there's a response here.
Okay. I think I've got her responses. Did you respond to her? Very nicely done, Mom. This is great.
It looks like I did, yes.
In her responses, I guess they've got a joint email. So how do we know it's Mom and not Dad? Do we?
I don't.
Does Dad send responses like these? This is all the response. Would Harvey detail like that in a response?
No, but it could be that my dad and mom were talking and that she was the scribe, right? That they were, that it reflects both of their thoughts and that my mom's the one writing it.
And many of the emails are signed Mom and Dad, or they reference Dad and I feel this way. Was it common for?
So about the immunity, I think, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think, how do they do? As a prosecutor, when they call her as a witness, they have to do the use and derivative use immunity to prevent her from pleading the fifth. Because if she pleads the fifth, then she's in contempt of court. So it forces her to testify. And if Georgia was never planning to go after her, then why wouldn't they have just done that transactional immunity where she gets away with it all? I'm telling y'all, Georgia's got her eyes set on her. I think there's just a lot more going on than we know. Deep thoughts.
Mom to express for the two of them a certain position.
Yes.
Yep.
And in this particular email, so this is a little confusing, but she responds paragraph by paragraph, K3, K5, K6, referencing Dan Markel's email to you and refuting each paragraph. And she felt that his position was outrageous, right?
It's outrageous. His religious practices, which are forced upon our boys, are sick and dangerous to their well-being. But yet she went over to the daycare, Donna, and said, oh, you could feed them hot dogs. They don't need to be kosher. She's extremely concerned about the well-being of our children in regard to husband's fanatical and extremist religious beliefs. But then they disowned Rob when he married, or what was it? He was dating the Indian and then dumped her and then married a Jewish lady, but then divorced her and then married his wife, the Indian lady. And now they're murderers and they're in prison.
Yes. And she thought his religious practices were extreme, didn't she?
She did, yes.
She was extremely concerned about the well-being of the children in reference to his religious practices.
Yes.
She wanted a psychological evaluation of Mr. Markel.
Yes.
He didn't need a psychological evaluation, did he?
Honestly, I don't remember.
Was he an extremely intelligent, accomplished law professor?
Yes.
Did your mom ever call Dan Markel any disparaging names around this time frame?
She did.
Okay, including piece of shit,
Yes.
asshole,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
a narcissist,
Yes.
a bully,
Yes.
a bastard.
Yes.
Did your mom help you prepare for your meetings with your divorce lawyer?
My mom offered help, but I don't think I needed help preparing for meetings with my divorce lawyer.
Who was your divorce lawyer?
Kristen Adamson.
Your mom, in an email dated January 9th, 2013, indicates that she thinks the job opportunities that you had in South Florida was a major bargaining chip in your divorce. Did you agree with that?
Did I agree with it at the time?
Yes.
I don't remember.
And she did a lot of work sort of making arguments to that point, didn't she?
I believe so.
And did you forward
Mhm.
your correspondence with your lawyer to your mother?
I did.
Publishing 64. I'm going to skip to J. She wanted to be kept informed, right?
Yes.
Your mom mentions, let's see if I can find it. This is 64G, your South Florida legal team. She will try to remember to discuss things with your South Florida legal team. Who is that?
I think she was jokingly referring to herself.
Oh, she's the South Florida legal team.
I don't know who else it would have been. I think that's why there's a smiley face. I think it was a joke.
Okay. More questions for your upcoming hearing with your attorney. Did you forward your mom's questions or ask your mom's questions when you met with your attorney?
Probably not all of them, but if there was something that I thought was useful, I probably.
I think she has spent a shit ton on legal fees. I mean, if Laura, what do they say? He's 800 an hour, 1,000 an hour. I mean, y'all think about it. He came in on that Friday when they thought she was going to testify, but then it got changed to Monday. And is he in Orlando or Tampa? I can't remember. But all that travel time sitting there in court, and people that are in court said he was on his phone, like ordering stuff off Amazon. And then I'm sure he's got to coach her. I cannot even imagine what her legal fees are. And will she be able to afford him in a trial? I mean, a murder trial for a good attorney, you're looking at millions.
It or had a conversation about it.
And here you have 43 of your binder.
Oh, Atlanta?
Yes, I see.
Okay, but she also wanted to develop this plan of action that could be implemented between the time you learned of the relocation denial and your final hearing in court to maybe strong arm Mr. Markel into agreeing to the relocation. Do you remember that email?
Yes.
Okay, and she had some ideas for how to do that, right?
Yes.
And she said Jibbers hasn't beaten the Adelson family yet. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So what was her plan of action? What did she suggest you could do to get Dan Markel to relent and let you take his kids to South Florida?
She suggested that I pretend that the boys had become Christian.
Is that something you would ever consider doing?
No.
She was going to pay for them.
I don't think they're wiretapping her calls for a couple reasons. One, it's like really hard to get that done. But two, Wendy's, I hate to say too smart for that, but I mean, she let her brother and mama take all the fall and be the idiots they were talking about everything. She never would talk about it on the phone.
Get instruction on the Christian faith, right?
That was what she said.
And she said she looked into it and she could get them baptized in a couple weeks. Do you remember that?
I don't remember, but I'm sure it's here.
Do you remember her imploring you to put on a good act?
I do.
Did your mom, I don't know, do you have any acting training?
No.
Do you know why your mom would Google how to teach an actress emotion?
I don't know.
Did she ever share with you or forward you any tips on how to bring emotion or fake emotion?
Not that I ever.
You can watch how she answers questions. If y'all have been watching, like the people that break down her testimonies that have all this psychological training and stuff, they say how she's clever. You know, how she'll be like, I don't think so, or not that I recall. So she's given contradictory answers in trials, but I mean, you're right. Now, the biggest lies are the drive by down Trescott, because those she's definitely lying about.
Number of any kind?
All right. What about a financial offer? Was that part of it as well?
Yes.
What was the financial offer to be?
I think it was $1 million.
Who was going to pay the $1 million?
My mom, my dad, and my brother.
And they were going to pay $1 million. You didn't have to pay any of it?
I don't remember having to pay any of it.
Okay. And they were going to give Dan Markel $1 million for what?
So that I could relocate.
Okay. Did you ever make that offer to Dan Markel?
No.
To your knowledge, did anyone make it to him?
Thanks.
I don't think so.
Would it have worked?
I don't think so.
It's all about getting control from Dan Markel, right?
Yes.
And you told her these ideas were crazy, didn't you?
I did.
I will not be introducing my children to Christianity. I truly believe it will backfire.
Again, Your Honor, prosecutors testifying and you.
As the counsel testifying, sustain, please make sure you're asking open-ended questions to the witness, Ms. Kaplan.
I'm reading from State's Exhibit 64V, which is in evidence.
Please proceed.
Did you say it would backfire?
Yes, those are my words.
And what did you mean by backfire?
I don't remember, but I can read there below what I was saying.
Oh, interesting.
Did it have to do with this will give him ammunition to pursue things in court?
I might have meant that at the time.
Did your mom respect your decision not to use her suggestions?
I mean, she had to have, right?
Y'all watch her chest breathing, like I think that's why she does the open mouth thing, that she's trying to control it so she doesn't look like she's freaking out. But you can really watch her chest like moving up and down.
I'm a grown up.
Mm-hmm. She kept pushing though, didn't she?
She was suggesting other ideas.
Okay. January 27th, 2013 email 64W. Charlie brought up a good point when he said that Americans were dropped behind enemy lines during World War II wearing Nazi uniforms to get what they wanted. They had a job to get done, and they did what they needed to do to accomplish it. You have a job to get done and a very short time frame to accomplish it. If you dressed your kids up in Hitler youth uniforms and brought them down here, I could care less if it was an act of defiance and would show gibbers that he's not in control. Did she suggest that to you?
Yes.
She urged you to rethink your decision not to implement her suggestions, didn't she?
Yes.
She wanted you to do an act of defiance that will put a scare into this jackass. Why would she want to scare Mr. Markel?
So that he would let me relocate, I guess.
She says here, and I'm still on 64W, I don't know how much of the big picture you're seeing, honey. I don't know if you can realize that not only what you can provide for your boy's life, but for your own life, all depends on this change. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. So she did do this as a very serious matter, right?
Yes.
And she's sending all of this after the relocation is denied, right?
Yes.
Everyone has a price. Fight for yourself. Okay, I'm showing you this slide also from Exhibit 64W, which indicates that you were going to go into the $1 million offer.
And did she
as a
ever
third.
suggest that you could bribe your husband to allow the relocation?
She did.
And how much money did she suggest that she and the family would be willing to put up for such a bribe?
So I just saw the bribe reference, but I didn't see the amount. If you want to show me.
I will refresh you on that. I'm going to page 15.
Bye, Nap. Thank you.
Look at the highlighted portion, let me know if that refreshes the reflection. Okay. How much money was your family willing to put up to bribe Dan Markel to let you move to Miami for kids?
They said that they would go as high as $1 million, which would be $333,000 each.
And who are the each?
My mom, my dad, and Charlie.
Offer as a third. Does that refresh your memory on that deal?
I mean, it refreshes my memory, but it's not something I ever considered or thought about doing.
Yeah. Oh, it refreshes her memory now that it was Wendy, Charlie, and her parents. We all knew she was lying.
So you would not have paid up the
No.
third of $1 million.
No.
Moving on to 64X. This is an email
Right.
in which your mom expresses opinions on several items, including the marital home, the parenting schedule, alimony, child support, health insurance. Did you want her opinion on all these things?
I mean, I don't remember, but I think we always want our parents' opinion on things, even if we don't take it.
Sorry, Your Honor, I can't hear.
Please restate your answer.
Counselor asked me if I wanted my mom's opinion on those things, and it's hard for me to remember at the time if I wanted other opinions, but I said, I guess, people always want their parents' opinions on things.
And your mother's opinion was that she wanted you to aggravate your ex-husband, right?
Yes.
To screw him financially,
Yes.
to get a win.
Yes.
She thought your divorce was something to be won, right?
It seems that way.
Thanks, Net Detective.
When was the divorce final?
It would have been final this summer of 2013.
July 31st of 13 sound right?
Yes, ma'am.
And we saw that that was the date for your trial. Did a trial take place?
Yes.
Okay. With witnesses being called?
No, there weren't any witnesses.
Okay, so it was a settle.
Just going to say right there, menopause and prison, pure hell. Would they say that prison, Lowell, if that's where she gets sent permanently, which is looking likely, that it doesn't have heat or air conditioning? Of course, I mean, Donna's beyond menopause, but it ain't going to be pretty.
Yes.
And did you reach the settlement on the day that the trial was supposed to be conducted?
I think maybe the day before.
Okay. I want to ask you some questions about voice authentication. Your cell phone, was it collected by police in this case?
I gave the police my cell phone to search.
Let them download it and return it to you, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are you familiar with a wiretap that was conducted in this case?
I've seen a lot of wires.
where phone calls were intercepted by the police and recorded by the police.
Yes.
Oh,
And
wow.
were you asked to listen to a disc of calls to see if you could authenticate the voices on those
Yes.
discs? Okay. And were you able to authenticate some of the voices on there?
I was able to authenticate the voices of my family.
All right. So Charlie Adelson, Donna Adelson, Harvey Adelson.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And did you initial on State's Exhibit 135 by each of those voices that you were able to authenticate?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly can't read this. But
It's very small.
see if that's
Yes.
It's very small. I definitely think Wendy had a burner phone, for sure had a burner phone. Because you know how they said she was talking to that guy, Jeff, I can't remember the last name, starts with a K, in London, or she claims it, but there's no record on her iPhone. And you couldn't make voice calls with WhatsApp. So what was she using to talk to him?
that's where you initial. Okay.
I did.
This time I'd ask to introduce State's Exhibit 135.
Any objection?
It's a bit entered.
I'm asking if there's an objection.
No objection.
States 135 is entered.
After the divorce was final,
Yes.
was there any more litigation between you and Dan Markel?
There was.
All right. And who was the first one to file something after the divorce was final?
I don't remember who was first to file.
Because you both filed some things afterwards, right?
Well, Danny was supposed to pay me for the deal with our settlement was I was supposed to take my name off the title to the house.
But in this trial, when Annie Cunningham testifies for Donna, that lady that must have been Viber or whatever app, and Georgia says WhatsApp could not do voice. It was only texting. It didn't do voice to voice until 2015.
He was supposed to pay me half the value of the house. So I went that first week and took my name off the title and then just waited. And when I reached out, when it was time
You're
for
welcome.
him to pay what he owed, he said, I'm not going to pay it. And I asked why, and he said, I have my reasons. And so my attorney had to file to enforce the settlement agreement because otherwise he was going to be held in contempt of court.
The court had given him a deadline to make the payment,
Right.
and he didn't make it.
He didn't make it.
So you filed a motion to enforce,
The settlement agreement.
and he filed a counter motion saying, well, I'm not paying because she's in violation for all these different things. Remember that?
I do. And then he accused my attorney of committing fraud.
Right. One of his big complaints was failure to facilitate the communication agreement, where I guess you all had some type of agreement to provide Skype calls with the kids to each other when you didn't have the children. Do you remember him complaining about that?
I do. I remember if I was 1 minute late, he would contact the parenting coordinator and complain that I was in violation.
That was a pretty,
She loves any chance she can to try to throw Dan under. And have y'all also heard that there were days when she would not take the boys to the creative preschool because, Dan liked to go and have lunch or breakfast with them. So then she just wouldn't take the boys so that he couldn't see them. Hateful bitch.
regular complaint of his in this era of these filings, wasn't it?
Yes.
And when he
Oh, yeah.
sent an email, for example, 64N, alleging these sorts of violations and including, quote, accusing you and your mother of making zero efforts to facilitate
Hey, Tina.
communication between he and the kids. Did you forward this email to your mother?
I don't remember if I did or not.
And during this time period, did Dan Markel send you quite a few emails pleading with you to play nice? For example, March 7th of 2013, Wendy, I really regret that things have gotten to the place where they are. Do you think we could try to resolve more issues directly with each other to prevent so much of the unnecessary tension and cost? Things like that.
Yes.
Okay. But then you didn't seem to be able to actually play nice with each other, even though it seems like maybe that's both what you wanted, at least at certain points.
I was always trying to play nice.
Well, you were threatening to hold him in contempt of court.
I wasn't threatening to hold him in contempt. That's what my lawyer filed. That's what happens
Well,
when
your
you...
lawyer represents.
Yes, I agree that the jury should see it all, but here's the thing. So the juries in the past 4 trials are all like, well, why isn't Wendy arrested? But I would bet my house on it that Wendy won't testify in her own trial. So they're not going to see all this. So then how do they introduce all the evidence? You know what I'm saying? That's what I kind of keep thinking about.
It's you, doesn't she, Mrs. Adelson?
She does, but I wasn't threatening him.
Did you cease all Skype communication between Dan Markel and the boys on March 12th of 2013?
I don't remember that, no.
Tab 54,
Oh, awesome.
please.
It looks like my attorney advised me to do that.
Did you cease all Skype conversations between Dan Markel and the boys?
Again, I don't remember. It's been a very long time, but if my attorney advised me to do it, then I probably did it.
Okay. And the day that you filed that motion to enforce the marital settlement agreement and hold Dan Markel in contempt, let's see if I can find that. What was the date of that filing?
It looks like it was October 31st, 2013.
Was that the same date that you backed out of the contract to buy a house here in Tallahassee?
I don't remember if it was the same date, but at that point, I didn't have the money I needed to buy the house because Danny didn't pay what he was supposed to.
Okay, but you don't remember which day you backed out of buying the house?
I don't.
Could it have been the same day that this was filed? Halloween of 13?
It may have been.
Okay, and was it Charlie, your brother, who talked you out of buying the house?
No, I didn't have the money to buy the house.
So you don't remember him discussing that with you?
No.
Okay, and did your mom have a position one way or the other on whether you would buy the house?
I don't remember.
The image that I just had up there, was this?
No, I'm not saying it can't be used, but this is why they needed Wendy in every trial to show all these emails with Donna, right? Because you can't just enter in emails without either party, then it would be considered hearsay, right? So it showed all the motive. So, I mean, yes, there will be plenty of evidence against Wendy. It's just, it's going to look very different. I mean, y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Like, I have a business degree. I'm not a lawyer, but that's just my take on it. That's why they've been waiting for Wendy. Now, I do think it's ridiculous. At this point, they need to freaking arrest her.
Image sent to you on October 31st. How did this get onto your cell phone dated October 31st?
It looks like something my brother would have sent me at some point. I don't remember if it was what day it was, but I remember seeing that picture.
Okay, do you have any reason to dispute the metadata associated with it on your phone?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and you recognize your brother in this photo?
I do.
And who's the woman he's pictured with here?
Katie.
Is that Catherine McBanoa?
Yes.
So did your brother at any time send you this picture? Not at any time. Did your brother on October 31st send you this picture and basically tell you not to buy the house because you weren't going to be living in Tallahassee much longer?
I don't remember him ever telling me not to buy the house or that I wasn't going to be living in Tallahassee. I really wanted to buy that house.
Do you remember, after all the drama with the Skype, asking your mom, let's see if I can find it here, to help you work on the Skype thing because it was becoming a real problem between you and Mr. Markel?
I honestly don't remember, but I see this email and I must have sent this.
And then a few months later,
I watched, I think it was an STS. I can't remember, but there was a lady attorney on there last week. And her thoughts were, she thinks it'll be January because she said Wendy can, demand the speedy trial, which is, I think, 60 days. So why put that on the state, like at the holidays? And I'm not saying I agree with this, but it kind of made sense, but it does piss me off.
In February of 14,
Yeah.
Mr. Markel files a motion to enforce marital settlement agreements, and that we've touched on that already. That was alleging that you committed fraud on the court during the original settlement. Remember that?
I do. I remember him saying that my attorney helped perpetrate a fraud.
He did. He suggested that the court should send a strong message to you about your malfeasance by awarding him the entirety of the assets that he alleged were undisclosed. Do you remember that?
I do.
And did your mom view that filing?
I don't remember.
Isn't that the one she responded to? We need a plan of attack. We need to aggravate him the way he's trying to aggravate you.
I remember we just looked at that. I just didn't remember what it was in response to.
Okay. And did you respond to his allegations
I wouldn't.
in court, in a court filing?
We must have responded in a court filing to that,
Okay.
because if someone accuses you of fraud, at that point, my attorney had to recuse herself because she had to become a witness in the case and to say that that didn't happen. And then I had to find a new attorney to represent me.
Okay, and did you do a filing in response to his counter motion to enforce the marital settlement agreement, alleging, and this is page 439 for court and counsel, that a vast majority of the former husband's motion contains allegations that are redundant, immaterial, impertinent, and scandalous? That sort of language, does that sound familiar?
It doesn't actually sound familiar, but I would have responded in a motion. So I'm sure my attorney filed something.
Did your mom move around this time?
I don't think so.
Do you remember your parents signing a lease at a place called the Continuum?
My parents were spending some time there on the weekends, but they didn't move until 2015 when I was clerking for a judge at that time.
All right, so they signed a lease to have sort of a weekend property. Was that in South Beach?
Yes.
Okay, and that does March of 14 sound right for that?
I don't remember when they signed a lease there, but it's possible.
Well, when you ultimately left Tallahassee, which we'll get to, did you go to?
That's right, Beach Bum. The very first trial, when Tara Kwas does the opening, she says, and we got all of Charlie Adelson's iCloud data. So, yeah, only an idiot would do that. Somebody just asked about Sarah Catherine Dugan. So she was named as a finalist for that judgeship on September the 16th. And I think the governor of Florida has 60 days to name or whatever her to that. So that would be what? This coming weekend would be 60 days. And I don't know if it's 60 business days. I don't know.
Live at the Continuum or at Coral Springs or somewhere else?
In Miami at the Continuum.
And
yeah,
do you know why they chose to move into the Continuum? I mean, this is
agree.
About 3-4 months before the murder.
My brother had a girlfriend that lived there and he really liked the property and he thought maybe my parents might like to retire there. So he was suggesting that they start trying someplace other than Coral Springs to retire.
And did your mom add you as a resident to the Continuum on May 16th of 2014?
I don't remember that, but to the Continuum, the apartment complex had very high security. And so it may have been that if you wanted someone to come and not be considered a guest, they had to be considered a resident.
Okay, tab 95, please. And the question is, would you have been considered a resident as of May 16th of 2014?
Maybe. And I don't know. So you want me to see whether on this document I was added as a resident?
Yes, ma'am.
It looks like I was added and my brother were added. And then my other brother was the in case of emergency. And it was in April of 2014.
April of 2014. Okay, so about 3 months before the murder?
Yes,
And that was just so that you could come and go whenever you were visiting.
that was my understanding.
Do you recall a motion being filed by Dan Markel that we've referred to as the grandma motion?
No.
Did Dan Markel in March 26th of 2014 file a motion seeking to preclude your mother from having unsupervised contact with your kids?
I think the food truck story is a bunch of BS because the food trucks are over there off Monroe where Sigfredo and Lewis were. And she just happened to meet her friend and spent hours at food trucks. I did a short on it. Yeah, there's more to that too, I'm sure.
I don't remember him filing that motion, but it sounds like if it's a motion you have a name for, then it exists.
And in that motion, do you recall, or does it refresh your memory that he was saying, Grandma, the boys were telling him, Grandma says you're stupid, Grandma says she hates you, and as a result, he was concerned about your mom alienating the kids or turning the kids against him?
I remember hearing about this motion.
Okay. And that is a motion that was never got to be heard, right?
That was part of the motion to enforce the settlement agreement.
But which was never heard.
Which was never heard.
Because he was killed.
Because, yes.
And do you remember why you...
No, I don't know the characters in her book. I just know that it was Lily married to Josh Stone, but I didn't know if there was a Malia in the book. Interesting.
Didn't forward your mom the actual motion that was filed in reference to that?
I don't.
Okay, if you will check see if you can find tab 98 in the back there, please.
I have tab 98.
Okay, does it refresh your recollection as to the question, which is, where was your mom on the day that the relocation was filed, which for your reference was 3/26/14.
So this email is from 3/25/14, and it looks like my parents were coming up. It says coming on Thursday, and this was written Tuesday the 25th. So my guess is that they were coming on Thursday the 27th.
And wasn't their practice to typically stop in Orlando and spend the night on the trip up to Tallahassee?
I don't remember.
You're welcome.
Okay. The allegations that are laid out in Dan Markel's motion were sent to you in an email before the motion was ever filed. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that, no.
Publishing 64AA, a December 16th, 2013 email. This email indicates that Dan Markel is going to be introducing a major issue, grandparental alienation. This will be part of our ongoing effort to resolve outstanding issues. But basically, at the bottom there, Ben announced to me, Abba. What does Abba mean?
It's Abba. It means father in Hebrew.
Father. Grandma says you're stupid. Okay, and he details a couple, I think it's 3 different instances in which his boys have told him that Grandma, your mother, has told her.
It does make you wonder, like, what is so special about Wendy's, what's on the screen? But Marshall, sorry, my dog just burped. But at the same time, like, if you look at the pictures of all the guys, ladies, it's not hard.
Has told them that you're trying to take my sunshines away. She hates you, that sort of thing. Does this refresh your memory at all about those allegations?
It does.
Okay. And this email, you did forward this email to your mother. Do you recall that?
I don't recall that, but it makes sense that I would have.
And your mom responded to it, or someone responded to it. Wow. Do you remember that?
I was shown that email yesterday.
Okay. And you forwarded that email not only to your mom, but to a total of 12 different people. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I remember being very surprised that he was trying to accuse a member of the Florida bar of fraud and going to all these lengths to avoid paying money that he owed me.
Okay. And is that the reason why you sent it to the 12 people?
It was pretty shocking what he was doing.
Did your mom respond at all to that allegation regarding her alienating the kids?
I don't remember a response other than the one I was shown that said, wow, but I don't know if that was my dad responding or my mom responding.
But the allegation was in reference to
Mhm.
your mom, right?
The allegation was in reference to my mom.
And in fact, the next day, because the parenting,
Yeah, some of Jeff Lacasse's colleagues even asked, like, is there incest in that family? Just because of some of her behaviors, which I thought was interesting.
coordinator was in on the original thread, you forwarded the email a second time to your mom, didn't you, with the parenting coordinator's response? Do you remember that?
I don't remember that, but it makes sense that I would have forwarded it.
Do you remember just a couple months before the death of Dan Markel saying to a friend of yours, I think her name is Jane, does that sound familiar?
I had a friend named Jane.
Telling Jane,
Had.
quote, Danny is a monster?
All of these questions leading on.
Overruled, the witness may testify based on her memory.
I don't remember telling Jane that I thought Danny was a monster.
Okay, was Jane one of the people you forwarded the email to? Dan's email?
I don't remember.
Okay. But it was the same day that you called him a monster. Do you remember that?
I don't.
I want to talk a little bit about your brother, Charlie. Judge, I don't know if you're wanting a recess, this is a good time. It's getting a little tedious. Ms. Adelson, I want to ask you a little bit about your brother, Charlie Adelson. How is he older or younger than you?
I'm the youngest of the three children, so both my brothers are older than me.
How much older than you is Charlie?
He's 2.5 years older.
And in the time frame 2013 to 2014, how much time were you spending with Charlie Adelson?
Mhm.
I don't remember spending a lot of time with him. I was in Tallahassee most of the time, and he was in South Florida.
And in one of the jail calls, Charlie's telling Donna, yeah, I saw this really pretty girl in the courtroom. I thought, oh, she's cute, and thought she was a law student. And then Dan Rashbaum said, hey, don't look at your sister. Ugh. And Charlie's like, I didn't even realize it was her. She looks really good. And Donna went,
Most of the time.
Did you speak with Charlie regularly during that time?
We did.
What type of lifestyle did your brother have around the time frame 2014 to 2016?
My brother was a single guy. He was dating lots of people. He worked really hard till early in the morning till late at night, sometimes 6 or 7 days a week.
Worked hard, played hard?
Yeah, I think that was kind of his lifestyle.
Did he like nice things?
He
Fancy
did.
Cars?
He liked nice cars. He liked nice food.
Did you, during the phone conversations you had with your brother during that time, did you talk much about your marital problems?
I mean, to be honest, I don't remember, but I'm sure we talked about it.
Is it fair to say during the year or so leading up to Mr. Markel's murder that your brother did not like him?
I think that's fair to say.
Did your brother joke about hiring a hitman to kill Dan Markel?
He did make that joke.
What was the joke specifically?
My brother had bought me a TV as a divorce present, and he would make the joke that the TV was cheaper than hiring a hitman.
Did you ever tell Jeffrey Lacasse about that joke?
I may have mentioned that joke to Jeff Lacasse.
Who is that?
Jeff Lacasse was someone that I dated after Danny and I got divorced.
Had he met your parents?
I think he may have met them once, but not in any kind of formal way. Just my parents were visiting and he might have said hi, something like that.
Did your parents express any opinion about him, whether they liked him or not?
I don't remember them really taking notice of him.
Do you remember sending a text back in on May 28th of 2014 that saying, quote, "My parents are not into him," referring to Jeff?
I don't remember sending that text.
On the morning of the murder, did you have an appointment at your residence on Aqua Ridge?
I did.
What was the nature of that appointment?
I had an appointment with the Geek Squad. There were some vertical lines on the TV. I didn't know if maybe one of my kids had tapped it or touched it, but it wasn't working. And so I had an appointment and they were scheduled to come sometime between 8 and 12.
And was that the TV that was the same TV that your brother joked he got you as a divorce present because it was cheaper than hiring?
Okay, thank you. I don't normally do this, but please hit the like button, please. But I know sometimes when I'm watching lives, it won't let me like it while I'm watching it. I don't know what's going on with YouTube these days. So please. Thank you.
Hitman.
Yes.
Okay. And on the morning of the murder, did your mom text you about the TV repair guy being on the way or coming to your house?
She did. I didn't buy the TV, and the TV had an insurance policy that came with the Geek Squad help. So I think they reached out to her first, and then she let me know that they were coming.
The TV was under warranty, right?
I believe so.
But the damage that you had was not covered by the warranty, was it?
I don't think so.
Okay. And do you recall how long the TV repairman was at your house?
I don't. It was a reasonable amount of time, so maybe an hour or so.
And why did it take an hour to determine that the TV couldn't be repaired or was not under warranty?
Thank you. If there had been like YouTube and all this stuff back then with prosecutors and I could have seen all that, I would have totally done that, gone to law school. Oh, instead, I got a business degree.
I don't know. I don't know a lot about AV equipment.
And the TV repair guy, I guess I should ask, were you upset, crying and upset during the time that the TV repairman was there?
It gets
I
better.
don't think so.
Were you particularly upset about the TV, the fact that the TV couldn't be repaired?
I don't think so.
Okay, so the TV guy,
Yeah.
to your recollection, didn't actually do anything. He didn't fix the TV, didn't take it away, he didn't bring you a new one.
No. He was trying to fix it. I mean, I think he was trying to assess what the problem was and if it could be fixed, but it wasn't taken away.
The problem was like an impact to the screen, right?
It seemed to be that, yeah.
Did you go to a dinner after the murder of Dan Markel in which you vomited at the table?
It was several weeks until I felt ready to leave my apartment. I was very, very scared.
So that happened?
It did happen.
Okay, and that was in a restaurant, right?
Mm-hmm. It was at a restaurant.
Who was present at that dinner?
It was my
mother. Reservations.
After Danny died, I was terrified.
Oh no.
And when I finally felt ready to leave the house,
We ended up sitting at the bar for an hour.
I wanted to have dinner,
And then she threw up.
go to a restaurant and eat a meal again.
She said she wanted pizza or sushi.
And I'd barely eaten for a full month, just out of grief and shock.
I said, I know a great sushi place.
He sat us at the bar and I had a drink.
She had 2 drinks.
It was certainly not a celebration. After it happened, I couldn't eat for several weeks.
We ended up sitting at the bar.
And then I was completely terrified to leave my house.
Oh no.
So this was the first time I tried to leave the house
And then she threw up.
and eat food.
She said she wanted pizza or sushi.
first time I left my house after over a month because I was terrified.
I said, I know a great sushi place.
And if it was a celebration of anything, it was a celebration that I was willing to leave the house and eat a meal.
Oh, how's the food?
Grew up at the celebration.
And then she threw up.
It was very embarrassing.
I was very, very scared.
So that happened?
So those are like just some of my shorts. I just thought I'd put them in here. But the whole celebration dinner, Georgia definitely has all the details and what that's about because she asks about it every single trial.
It did happen.
Okay, and that was in a restaurant, right?
Mm-hmm. It was at a restaurant.
Who was present at that dinner?
It was my brother and me.
And where was the dinner? South Florida or here?
It was South Florida.
Okay, and you said it was several weeks after the murder?
I believe so.
We all know Lewis and Sigfredo drove to Tallahassee in July in that silver pine mica green Prius. But did you know all of this? This grainy image was the first image released of the Prius 6 days following the hit. It was 1 year later, in July of 2015, that investigators received the clearer photo of the Prius from the bus with identifying marks such as the tow hitch missing, the sun card, and the black colored side view mirror. It was Dan Markel's neighbor, Mr. Geiger, who initially reported he saw what looked to be a Prius after he heard the gunshot. This was a key piece of information which led investigators to locate the Prius on the cameras at Premier and also to look at the city bus cameras in 2015 when they found the clearer image, which then, of course, we know led them to the toll cards and more information to the rental place in Miami, which had Luis Rivera's name, as well as Sigfredo's phone number with the name brother on the receipt. Investigators then found Rivera, who was already in prison
Heard
serving time.
Charlie, your brother, refer to that dinner as a
So my theory is that the Prius, so what, they released the grainy image about a week after the shooting, and then I think Charlie says something to Wendy like, oh, they think, they're looking for a Prius, and they had found out that's what they rented. This is my guess, because I don't think it was a whole month before the celebration dinner. That's my guess.
celebratory dinner.
Only in previous trials, but never to me personally.
Did you hear him say it the night that you
Hey,
had
murder.
the dinner or
Thanks.
after that?
No,
That you threw up at the celebration?
no.
True. Armand.
Do you
so
know
right.
Catherine Magbanoa?
I met her on 2 occasions.
Okay. Do you have an independent friendship with her, or did you just meet her through your brother?
I just met her through my brother.
Who was she to Charlie?
She was a person that he had dated.
Was she a serious girlfriend?
I didn't think so.
Yes.
Did he have a lot of girlfriends that kind of came and went?
He had a lot of girlfriends, and they all
Yes.
looked somewhat similar.
Okay. I'm going to show you one moment, Your Honor.
Could y'all believe she said that? All of Charlie's girlfriends look somewhat similar. Is that considered racist? I don't know.
Show you what I marked as 35. Do you recognize Date's 35?
I do.
How do you recognize it?
This was a visit. I went to the beach with Catherine and a friend of hers for about an hour.
Catherine Magbanoa?
Yes.
All right, and when was this photograph taken?
It was Father's Day weekend of June 2014.
Just about a month before the murder?
Yes.
And was this the first time you'd ever met Catherine Magbanoa?
It was the second time.
Right, Jane? I mean, such a comment for Wendy to make with what her job is and everything. She's such a piece of shit.
The first time was at a dinner with my brother and with Jeff Lacasse when I was running an alternative spring break. I came down to visit.
Is that the dinner at Yardbird?
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, we'll get back to that. So this was the second meeting.
Yes.
Okay, Judge, move to introduce 6 instead of 35. No objection.
Second 35.
Motion states 35. Which one is Catherine Magbanoa?
She's on the left with the white top.
Okay, and that's you in the center there?
That's me in the middle.
And this photograph, was it taken near your parents' residence? in
It
South
was.
Beach?
Very close.
During that trip, were there any conversations with Catherine Magbanoa or your brother or your mother about the murder?
No.
Is
$2.
Catherine Magbanoa the girlfriend that your brother had in this time frame leading up to the murder?
I believe so, but he had multiple girlfriends, so I don't know if she was the only one.
Okay, but that's definitely the one that you interacted with the month before.
Yes, ma'am.
Did anything stand out to you about this particular girl as being, the one or special or different from the parade of girlfriends that
No.
Charlie had? Did your brother have girlfriends after this woman Magbanoa?
Yes.
Okay, including, do you remember a Whitney?
I do remember Whitney.
And then there was June Mchinda,
Yes, I remember June.
a June Co, I think.
I remember Junko.
Prior to Dan Markel's murder, was this image taken at your trip to South Beach that was most recent before the murder?
No,
So you went down another time between this trip and the murder.
I did. I went down for my dad's birthday.
And when was that?
It would have been, his birthday was on July 5th. And so I was down, I don't remember the exact amount of time, but maybe 7 or 10 days over July 4th and for his birthday, and then went back to Tallahassee.
Did you run into Catherine McDaniel at all on that trip?
I don't think so.
Any discussion with any members of your family about the murder on that trip?
No,
It was your dad's 70th birthday, right?
it was.
And was there a party?
We had a party.
Was that friends, family, both?
It was friends and family.
And I think, is this the trip that we were talking about earlier where your parents had come to Tallahassee to fetch you and take you down south?
Yes.
Was there any discussion on that trip about any other relocation strategies?
I don't have any memory of that.
Like bribing, converting to Christianity, any of those things?
It had been, I think, about a year since.
Since those were
Yes.
first broached.
Right, but I'm just saying by that time, it was the summer of 2014. I don't remember any kind of conversation like that.
Okay. Was there any discussion on that trip of the pending motion?
Y'all are hysterical. I mean, I can't even put all these comments up fast enough. These are awesome. Wait, what is this one? Sorry, I had to click on the other screen. Charlie, all he has is memories in his hand. Oh my God, these are awesome.
And that included precluding your mom from having unsupervised visits with your boys?
No.
Do you remember the time frame that the repairman was at your house on the morning of the murder?
Yeah.
I remember more or less. I feel like he came, I think he was supposed to come sometime between 8 and 12, and he came on the early side. Because I just remember being surprised and trying to get dressed really fast.
Okay, and Dan Markel was killed between 8 and 12, right? We
He
know
was.
that now.
Yeah.
Who paid the repairman that came to your house?
I think he was under contract, so I don't have a strong memory of that, but I don't remember paying him. It's possible that I did.
I'm going to ask you a few more questions about Mr. Lacasse. You said you might have mentioned the joke to him about TV's cheaper than a hitman. Did you ever use the term TV as code for the murder in any context?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever hear your mom do that other than the recordings in this case?
No.
So she didn't talk to you about the TV?
No.
Did you see Mr. Lacasse? And you said that was somebody that you had been dating around the time of the murder, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
We had broken up just before
so.
that week that Danny was killed.
All right. Did you have an occasion to see him on July 13th of 2014? So just about a week before the murder at your residence.
I don't remember him being at my residence, but I do remember seeing him around that time.
Okay. And on July 13th, 2014, do you remember asking to share something in confidence with Mr. Lacasse?
I don't remember doing that.
Did you tell Mr. Lacasse in the context of if something were to happen to Danny, I could move back to Miami? Did you tell Lacasse that regarding the relocation battle in the summer of 2013, Charlie had, seriously, not as a joke, explored all options to resolve the problem, including hiring a hitman?
I did not have that conversation with Jeff Lacasse.
Can I tell you something in confidence?
Yeah, can I tell you something? After I challenge her, can I tell you something in confidence? Sure. Well, last summer, my brother looked into all options possible to take care of the Danny Markel problem, including hiring a hitman, and it would cost about $15,000.
Okay, and when she referred to her brother, she's got two of those, right?
She said Charlie.
Okay. And when she said Charlie looked into hiring a hitman, are you familiar with Charlie's joke? I looked into hiring a hitman, but got you a TV as a divorce present because it was cheaper.
Yeah, Wendy told me that joke a couple of times. This was not that joke.
Okay, so this was something different.
Yeah, the joke was said with levity. It's a dark joke, but this I found chilling. I found disturbing. It made my stomach flip. It kind of took me aback. She was dead serious when she said this. And she has to tell me in confidence what you don't do before you tell a joke.
Okay. So I wanted.
Okay.
And I think you said the week before, but wasn't it actually about, I think it was 4 days before the murder, you sent an email to Mr. Lacasse? You remember that email bump in the road?
I remember telling him I didn't want to have contact with him anymore. I don't remember exactly what date I sent it, but whatever date Sunday or Monday of that week would have been around when I sent it.
Does this refresh your memory at all?
It does.
Okay. And so you weren't officially breaking up with him so much as asking for a certain period of time without contact. Is that right?
That sounds right.
Just bless the lady in the back in the ski goggles.
And then your plan was to reach back out to him and figure things out one way or the other?
I mean, I think I was breaking up with him.
Yes.
But I have a strong aversion to conflict. So this was probably my way of not breaking up with him without breaking up with him.
Okay.
Okay.
And I want to go back to the day of the murder. We know about the TV repairman left about, did you say about 9?
So my chat was blocking that. So she says she has an aversion to conflict, but her degree is in peace and conflict studies, whatever. Okay, I'm playing just a little bit more, and then I'm going to show that clip in Luis Rivera's proffer where he talks about the alarm going off, and then we'll wrap it up because I know it's getting late.
The truth is I don't really remember, but something like 9 or 10.
Definitely before 10 or by 10?
Yes, that's my best memory.
All right, where did you go after the TV? What was the next place you went after the TV repairman left?
So I was home, I think, for a couple of hours first. I was doing a little bit of work. I was talking to some friends. I think I ate breakfast. And then I left probably close to noon or a little bit after noon. I was meeting 2 friends who I would frequently meet on a Friday to have lunch with. And so I went to run a few quick errands and then meet them for lunch.
And on your way to meet the friends, did you have an occasion to go down Trescott?
I was trying to turn down Trescott. That's where I used to turn. Just the road I was used to. But there was yellow tape up. And so when I tried to turn, I couldn't turn. So I made a 3-point turn and kept going on Centerville.
And so you encountered a police roadblock at that location?
Yes.
Okay, couldn't go any further because there was a police car and some yellow tape, right?
Right.
And that was, you were able to see that from the intersection there, or you actually turned onto Trescott?
I tried to turn and then I couldn't go through. So I turned around and kept going.
How far down Trescott did you proceed before you turned around?
Just until the tape.
Do that first. All right. Can you tell me what time you left your house this morning?
Yeah, I was there. I didn't leave this morning. I didn't leave until noon.
Okay.
Oh my God. And I tried to drive up Trescott and I saw that it was blocked.
It was blocked at some point. I'm not sure what time it was
And I
blocked.
just thought, oh, there's maybe some trees down or something. Because sometimes
Oh, you're saying as you drove down which one of the side roads?
when I'm going to a friend's party tonight and it's a oh my God, what am I even talking about? I needed to buy, it's a stock the shelf engagement party, and so I went to buy bourbon.
Okay.
So I went to drive from my place of Trescott to get to ABC Liquor, and it was blocked. So I just turned around. I was on the phone at the time. I wasn't paying a lot of attention. So I just turned around and drove up the other way. I just thought, oh, sometimes when I lived there were electrical things that would happen. I left my house around 12:15 because I thought I'll get the bourbon and then I'll get some gas for the car.
One thing I noticed about that right then when she's talking about it, the way Isom like kind of adjusts himself in his seat and kind of like leans in a little bit. I know a lot of people are like, oh, he was an idiot, but he did keep her talking for a while, but he was listening. I thought it was interesting.
I get super glue for one of the boys' toys, and I was trying to do all I can before meeting my two friends at 1.
And what?
Going up.
Who was
What
at
is
your
what is it? What is the explanation that sticks in their head? Wendy couldn't help herself. She had to show up to make sure it was done.
You're not going anywhere. Visit to the crime scene.
I did not visit the crime scene. I was driving on Centerville Road, and sometimes I would take the shortcut through Trescott.
Yes, ma'am.
But when I was driving on Centerville Road, I saw some sort of tape or obstruction, and so I didn't turn.
Okay.
The problem with this story, Wendy, is that at Centerville and Trescott, there was no police tape. In fact, you would indeed have to go down Trescott about a mile before you would even see the police tape. The police tape was just a few doors down from Dan's house. And this is actual footage. The police tape indeed says crime scene.
You did not pull up to the crime scene tape on Trescott Drive?
No.
On the way to run your errands, did you go by the crime scene?
No.
On the way to run your errands, did you encounter a roadblock on Trescott?
I did.
All right, so you did turn off of Centerville onto Trescott.
I did.
All right, and when you encountered a roadblock, what did you assume the problem was there?
I figured it was just an electrical storm or something. There's some tape, and it looked like the road was blocked off. And so I just turned around and went back and went up Benton.
And had there been an electrical storm that morning?
I didn't remember an electrical storm.
Did you go to the crime scene or very near the crime scene on your way from your residence to, I guess, to lunch or to wherever you were going next?
No, I did not.
So you never turned on Trescott Drive that day?
I went to turn on Trescott Drive, but I saw that it had been blocked off by some tape. And so I just kept driving on Centerville.
Okay, and when you had to turn around at the tape, right, to go back out?
I think I tried to turn right and it couldn't turn. So I would have made like the kind of turn, like a K turn, and kept going.
Was there a roadblock there with?
There was tape.
Yeah, and an officer was there?
I didn't see an officer, but I did see a car.
A law enforcement marked vehicle? Okay, did you have any contact with the officer?
No.
On your way to meet the friends, did you have an occasion to go down Trescott?
I was trying to turn down Trescott. That's where I used to turn and take just the road I was used to. But there was yellow tape up. And so when I tried to turn, I couldn't turn. So I made a 3-point turn and kept going on Centerville.
And so you encountered a police roadblock at that location?
Yes.
Okay, couldn't go any further because there was a police car and some yellow tape, right?
Right.
And that was, you were able to see that from the intersection there, or you actually turned onto Trescott?
I tried to turn and then I couldn't go through. So I turned around and kept going.
How far down Trescott did you proceed before you turned around?
Just until the tape.
Mr. Rice? Yes, sir.
Do you recall going to the crime scene in this case? And are you familiar with the area around the crime scene, meaning that ingresses and egresses off of Trescott?
Yes.
All right, and are you familiar with where the crime scene tape was located in this case?
There was, I know there was crime scene tape north of the residence. I think I saw it at one point, probably 3 or 4 houses north of 2116.
And my question is, could one have seen the crime scene tape if one was passing by on Centerville Road looking down Trescott?
No.
Did you conduct an interview of Wendy Adelson on July 18th, 2014?
Yes.
And during that interview, did she indicate that she drove up Trescott and approached the crime scene tape while it was up during this investigation?
Yes.
Which one of you or your ex-husband had the kids the night before he was killed?
The night before they were with Danny.
Right, so it was his responsibility to take them to preschool that morning?
Yes.
Okay. I think we'll stop there because I don't want to. I mean, it's almost 10 for me, and I know a lot of y'all on East Coast time. So, real quick though, I was going to show. Hold on. Somebody said it was at the 105 mark. This earlier we were talking about the house alarm going off the day before Dan was shot. I'm going to play just a little bit. And somebody said it's in the proffer video.
Okay. Look at those in the car. Wake up. I'm gonna sleep maybe like around 2:30. 2:30 on that night.
In the afternoon?
In the morning. Cause we got there at 10 o'clock at night, 10 to 11 o'clock at night, went to the hotel, we're hanging out, we're just chilling. I said, man, I'm gonna go to sleep, I gotta get rest. Cause if you're gonna have me watch this guy all day tomorrow, I gotta get rest. So I try to fall asleep. He was still awake in the coat. I went to sleep. The next day, it was Thursday. The next day we drove around there. I ran around the block. Going around the block to the other park behind his house. He said, pull in here real quick. Let me go see if he's home. So we pulled in. He walked over there. He looked, came back. He like, go around the house. He said he seen something, but he wasn't too sure if it was somebody. So when I go around the front of the house, that I come back like this. So I'm driving this way. Wendy's walking this way with the two kids. So I'm driving. Before I get to the bump, I'm looking to my rearview mirror and I ask Garcia, man, what's up with this lady? Why is she looking so much? She's like, oh, that's that lady. That's Wendy. I'm like, oh, no, that's her name. I said, well, so you know, I'm like, okay, I seen the two kids. I said, what's she doing up here? What is she doing up here? Oh no, she can't just make sure that everything's all right because he's leaving out of town tomorrow. So it's gotta get done tomorrow morning before he leaves. Like, all right, we leave. We go back to the hotel.
So let me interrupt you for a minute. Was there ever?
Okay, that wasn't what I thought. I thought it was supposed to be the. I mean, we know Lewis says he saw Wendy, but I thought it was something about the house alarm. So if anybody finds it, let me know. And thank y'all so much. So the next, we're going to, wait, let me make sure on that video, I know where we left off. And